The most important things in here is a NaN value. NaN value is similar to a virus. When you don't have a complete attention to your algorithm or your code, it can happen in your code that it produces the NaN. For example, A is 3, 5, 9, 0, 10, minus 32, and I have another matrix. It is a B. B is 1, 2, 8, 0, 2, 3, A and B. And in the some part of my code, I divided A to B. And I don't have to pay attention to this part of my array. As you see here, the NaN is produced because I divided 0 to 0. But another part are numeric, have a numeric data type. Okay, let me show you the again. And if I continue my code, for example, it is my code, and in here the result of this line is a NaN. This variable will be used in another part of code, for example, in here or in here. And if I use this array that contains NaN, I want to describe you what a NaN is similar to a virus. If I use, for example, if I find the sum of the what's the sum of the, it must sum all of these elements for me. What's the result? The result is a NaN. And if you again use the result of sum in another part of your code, at the end of your code you will see that all of your variables are NaN. What was the reason? The reason was that I divided 0 to 0 in some part of my code. So if you see that at the final of your code, you see that all of your variable or some part of your variable, all of these elements are NaN, it means that in some part of your code, some 0 are produced, and it is divided by another 0, and it creates a NaN value, and this NaN value propagate in all of your code, and you will see the NaN in the final result of your code. It's a very tricky point that you must pay attention. The next variable was inf. For producing if, we can use this. For example, if a constant is divided by 0, the result is inf. Inf has a similar behavior to NaN, but I have more than 15 years old programming in MATLAB, but the inf cannot happen very much, but the NaN is very common. MATLAB has a special command for working with a NaN. As you see here, when I calculate the sum of D, the result was NaN. But MATLAB has some command that calculate the sum if there is any NaN in your variable. For example, NaN sum. NaN sum ignore this value in this array and calculate the sum of your variables. There are many commands for it. For example, NaN sum and NaN min, and let me to show you another example. NaN min, calculate the mean of array and ignore the NaN value, or NaN median, NaN mean, under the NaN mean. So if your program you know that there is a NaN and you cannot find a solution for your NaN, you can use this command in your code, and they help you to find a solution for your work. NaN median.